Hey guys, welcome to today's collection and cleanup video. This is going to be on MAC eyeshadows. I wanted it to be on all my eye products, and then I realized that's never going to happen because there's way too much. So I figured, you know what, let's just focus on MAC today and get this done. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, here's my MAC eyeshadow collection. I have 3 of the large palettes across the back. Each of these palettes hold 15 eyeshadows. And then across the front I have my 4 small quads. So I think the best way to go about this is to go after the palette that I reach in the least. So that would be my colored eyeshadows from MAC. If I could go back in time and tell my old self, you know, a few years ago what not to do when purchasing makeup, it would be to not invest in so many colored MAC eyeshadows. You know, at the time, I'm sure that I thought it was worth it, and when new collections come out, you know, there's limited edition colors, and you get really excited about things, and you end up stocking up maybe a little too much in my case. So I ended up with a lot of eyeshadows that I barely even wore, and I never plan on touching again. So what I want to do is pull out those eyeshadows I haven't reached for in over a year, and I'm gonna start with that. So here we go. What I want to mention also as I'm going through them is that it's not that I don't think MAC has, you know, great eyeshadows. They obviously have a huge color range. It's just that things have changed a lot. There's a lot of other brands these days that are producing really awesome quality eyeshadows with also a great color range. So back in the day when I collected these, MAC was like the top brand. Everyone on YouTube, basically, you know, all the tutorials that were done with MAC eyeshadows, and they were, all the hype was surrounding MAC eyeshadows. So that's sort of why I ended up kind of falling into the hype of collecting these. But you know, it's live and learn basically. So at $15 a pop, I just think that there's other ways to spend your makeup money. Anyway, let me go ahead and start on this side here with this eyeshadow. This is Going Bananas, and I remember when this came out. It was a very popular one, and I somehow fell into the hype of getting this, even though I don't wear yellow eyeshadows, so that was one of those things. So I'm just going to set that there because I definitely haven't touched that in over a year. This is Off the Page. It's an orange with kind of a gold sheen, very pretty, but haven't touched that in a very long time. This is Hepcat. And Hepcat is kind of purpley, kind of burgundy color. I don't even know how to explain that exactly, but yeah, don't reach for that one. This is Cranberry, and that is clearly a cranberry kind of burgundy color. It's a frost. So I'm just going to set that aside also. Here is Paradisco. This is one that was a favorite for a long time. It's kind of like a pale coral with a little bit of gold sheen to it. I think that's also a frost. Yes. That one I'm actually going to set on this side. Here is Sushi Flower. Sushi Flower is a bright pink. I'm going to go ahead, well, kind of a corally pink actually. I'm going to set that aside on that side. This is De Bling, and it's a pink frost. That one I'm setting on that side. This is Sketch. Sketch is an old favorite for sure. It's a very special kind of unique color, kind of a deep burgundy, kind of deep purpley brown burgundy, really unique. So I'm going to set that over here. And then we have Fig 1. Fig 1 is a really nice velvety matte. Let's see, is that a matte squared? Yeah, so I'm going to set that over there. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I haven't used it for a long time, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to let that one go. And this is Stars and Rockets, one of those kind of lavender shades that kind of has a bit of a blue duochrome. Really, really gorgeous. I kind of want to swatch that actually. Let me go ahead and swipe that. Oops. That would be really pretty under the eyes still. I don't know. I may wear that. We'll see. Let's set that over there. This is Shale, and Shale's kind of a mauvey taupe sort of color, and I believe that is a frost also. Actually, that's a satin, but you know what? To me, it comes off as a very frosty sort of texture. But Shale, I'm going to go ahead and set on that side. The next one is Cory, and Cory, I believe, is a matte. Let's see. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and keep that one, actually. This is Jest. Jest is a very frosty, kind of champagne, like a peachy pink champagne frost, and that one I am going to set on this side because I don't get a lot of wear out of that. This one is Yogurt, and Yogurt is also a matte, yes, and it's a very pale pink, like the most pale like white pink you'll ever come across. And then this is Gold Mine, I believe. Let's see here. Yes, that's Goldmine, and that is also a frost. So it's a very kind of 24 karat bright yellow gold. So I don't really get a lot of wear out of that. That's going to go on this side. So here's how I did on the first palette. I also decided that I am going to let go of Stars and Rockets though. So that is going to switch sides. So there we go. These are all the ones that I'm not going to keep, that I have not used in over a year, and these are the ones that I am going to keep. So I think what I'll do now is start a palette of all the ones that I'm letting go of. So I'm going to put these guys back in here, and those I will leave out. Alright, so there's my palette that I'm starting for the ones that I'm letting go of. Very tempting to keep. I mean, look, they're very pretty, but the fact is they just don't get worn, and I have no plans on wearing them ever again. So I'm just going to set that aside, and we're going to move on to the next palette. So I'm going to do this the same way. I'm going to go through all the colors and set aside the ones I haven't touched in over a year right here. So here we go. This is Moon's Reflection, and it's a very pretty kind of periwinkle blue, but I just don't ever wear blues like this. Yeah, it ends up looking a little too ashy on me for some reason. Like, I don't know, like I don't get that pretty color on my eye. I get a very light kind of frosty, almost white sort of look. So I'm going to set that over here. I think this one is Freshwater. I don't remember these names quite as well as I remember some of the others because, well, sadly I never really wore blue eyeshadow even though I have several of them. Dark blues, yes, but these not so much. This one I think is Freshwater. Yes, alright, so what is that? That is a Velux Pearl. And that one I'm going to set on this side because I haven't used it in over a year. I think this one is Prussian, which I think I might hold on to this. I think it's a matte. Yes. Actually, it's a matte squared, so it's one of those very, very velvety ones. So let's see. I think I might want to hold on to that one. It has kind of a Moroccan blue color, and I'm really attracted to that. So I'm going to put that on this side. And this one is Deep Truth. This one... Let's see, is that a Velux Pearl? No, that's a Frost. Hold on, let me grab a napkin here. You know what? I'm going to set this on the side. I'm kind of on the fence about it right now, but it is a really beautiful blue. This is Contrast. This is definitely a holy grail blue eyeshadow for me. Like if I'm going to wear blue, I like it to be that really rich, dark, dark navy blue. And that is a gorgeous one for sure. Is that a velvet? Yes, that is a velvet, so keeping that one, absolutely no question. This silver one I think is Silver Ring. It's very, very frosty, silvery. Oh no, I was wrong entirely. It's Electra. Okay, that is a frost, so it is still very, very frosty. Okay, we're gonna set that over there. Oh, this one is Silver Ring. It's a shade darker. So let's pull that guy out. Yep, there it is. It's a Velux Pearl, and I think I'm gonna let go of that one because I don't ever wear that. Oops, God, these are kind of sticky. They're sticking to my fingers. This is Vellum. It's a white with a blue duochrome, and I think I got that on Makeup Alley a very long time ago when I used to swap on there, which sadly enough, I remember when I first started swapping on there, it was years ago, like before I started on YouTube, I got ripped off, and it was such a bummer. You know, like when you first start on there, you don't have any tokens, and unfortunately people take advantage of you. Anyway, that's a whole other story in itself. So be careful if you do swap on there. So this is Vellum, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and let that go. This is Scene, which is one of my old favorite MAC eyeshadows. That's a satin. For sure keeping that one. That's a really nice gray. I know some people said that it turns kind of blue on them, like certain grays do, I think on certain skin tones, but that one has always worked well for me, so I'm going to keep a hold of that. Black Tide. This one I am going, oh, oops, jeez, I can't get that one out. Alright, there we go. Black Tide. I'm going to let go of this one. This is Print, and that's a dark gray that I think is a satin. Let's see. Yes, that's a satin. So I'm going to keep this one. And then this is Night Divine. Wow, this is like a blast from the past. So many people back in the day were using this in tutorials, and I'm sure nowadays too, but it was one of the first colors that I ever collected. I remember Kandee Johnson talking about this, and she was using it in her tutorials, and I've had that freaking forever. This one I think is Typographic. Let's see. No, Niru. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. That's another blast from the past. It's like a really dark, dark blue-black. So let me try to swatch that a little. I ended up with 2 Nirus because I think this was one of my swaps on Makeup Alley a long time ago. So I'm gonna keep a hold of that one also. Don't know why I ended up with two. I guess I thought I was in love with it that much that I wanted to have two. This is Graphology. Why did they ever stop making Graphology? I mean, I will never know, but that is a beautiful dark purpley blue. Did I say that's a matte squared? So it's one of those really beautiful velvety textured mattes. Oh my, that is a lovely one. Okay, so we've cleaned out another palette. So there's how we did. These are the ones that I'm letting go of, and these are the ones that I'm keeping. Before I get started on the neutral palette, I just realized that since I do have two Nirus, I'm gonna give up one of them because I don't need a backup for these eyeshadows. They last so long, I just don't need to have extras. This one actually just reminded me of it because I just realized that I also have two scenes, and I think this must have been another Makeup Alley purchase back in the day, so I'm gonna let go of my extra scene also. This is Concrete. It's a very cool tone brown, kind of a taupey brown, and I believe this is a matte. Yes, no, it's a satin, sorry. Alright, so that one I'm kind of on the fence about. I'm going to set it on this side for now. And then this is Coquette. It's another cool tone, kind of brown, more of a medium tone though. So it's like or medium shade, I should say, I guess. And Coquette is a satin. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this or not, so I'll just set it on this side for now until I figure that out. Here's All That Glitters, and this I believe is a very popular MAC eyeshadow, although for me it always ended up turning out to pink, which was really weird because I thought that it was supposed to be more of a beigey kind of tone, like a sand sort of color. This next one is Copper Plate. That's one that I think I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep because I do like that. Is that a matte? What is that? Yeah, that's a matte squared. Yes, it's one of those really soft velvety colors. And this one is, I think, Brulee, which is one that I used for a long time. It's got a good dip going there. And yes, that is a satin. I'm going to go ahead and keep that one and use it up. This is MAC Nylon. Of course, I don't know why I say MAC. Yes, clearly we're going over MAC eyeshadows. So Nylon is a frost, right? Yep, it's a very, very frosty one. Has a slight yellow tone to it. It's like a cream with a hint of, well, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It's a cream. Very frosty cream. So I'm going to set that on that side. This one is Mystery, I think. It's a nice medium brown. Yep, that's a satin. And that's one that I think I'm going to set on that side. And then we have Woodwinked. Woodwinked, it's a Velux Pearl. The texture is gorgeous. It's so velvety. It's so velvety and silky smooth. Alright, here's another one I'm going to let go of. This is Soba. And Soba is kind of like a camel sort of color, like a camel tan. This is a satin. I'm going to let go of this too. And the next one is Shroom. Shroom is another one of those, like, you know, really popular MAC eyeshadows. It's kind of like a, I don't know, it's just one of those famous ones. And Kandee Johnson is probably like the person who made it famous on YouTube. So Shroom, I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one. It is a good brow highlight. It's a good inner corner. It's just an all-around nice eyeshadow. Fimfi, I don't know, Fimfi, something like that. Anyway, Fimi, this is one that was a limited edition, and it's a Velux Pearl. I'm gonna let go of that one. This is Blanc Type, I think. There we go. That's a matte squared. It's very light though, very pale. I actually ended up using Brulee way more than I ever used this one, so I'm going to set that over here. Here we have Club. Here's another one that was, I think it got like hugely popular in the YouTube community, and I tried to get it and tried to make it work, and I just never really liked it. It always kind of looked like a bruise on me. Alright, what is this one? It's not Cork. Is it Omega? I don't know. Let's look. I think it's Omega. No, it's a Wedge. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got that wrong. Okay, this is one that I wore forever, and yeah, it looks kind of similar to Omega, but anyway, it's a little bit darker and has a little more tan to it, so I'm going to keep that one for sure. And we just cleaned out that palette too, so we cleaned out all three of my large palettes. So of that palette, here's how we did. I'm keeping 7 out of that palette, and then we have, what, 8 here. So not too bad, not too bad. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take this palette and put the ones that I'm letting go of into there. So we'll go and transfer those, and then we'll move on to the little quads. So the first quad, let's check out what we have in here. Alright, I believe that this is Soft Brown, Rice Paper, Mulch, and Handwritten. So this one, I don't think I'm going to let go of any of these because I really like all of these. Actually, these quads, going through them is going to be the hardest part because I tend to keep my favorites in the quads. This is Amber Lights, Steamy, Typographic, and Dazzle Light. I think I want to keep all of these too because I do really like those a lot. Boy, not doing too well on the quads, but that's okay. The goal isn't to let go of things that you like and use, it's only to let go of things that aren't getting used. This is Coppering, Smut, Bronze, and Bamboo. Let me just check to make sure. Alright, yes, that's Bamboo, which is a matte, and I already know, yeah, those are for sure the right colors that I named off. Bronze is kind of, okay, how do I pop this out? There we go. Bronze is kind of similar to Mulch, but this is a Frost, and it's, you know, it's worth keeping both to me because I do use both. So yeah, I think I want to keep everything in here also. Alright, last palette, we have the cooler tones. This is Floof, Satin Taupe, this is Omega, and Carbon, which Carbon has a bit of damage there. That's okay though. Yeah, I think the only one that I will get rid of actually is Floof, which I know is a very popular MAC eyeshadow, but as it turns out, I just kind of go for the creamier ones, like the cream colored ones, a little bit more for highlights, whereas this one is very cool tone, and it doesn't look so great on my skin tone, so I'm just going to set that one aside. As I was putting all the eyeshadows away that I thought I was going to keep into this palette, I stopped on a few and I kind of had second thoughts about them, and I decided against keeping them. One of them is Paradisco. I decided to go and let go of this after all, so I'll just set that right there. Another one is Big One. You know, some of these were really long time favorites, and I just don't wear them anymore, so as much as I liked that, you know, at one time, I'm gonna let that go too. Another one is actually another two. I will go ahead and let go of these two. I swatched them and kind of, you know, checked them out a little bit more. Prussian, I'm gonna let that go, as well as Deep Truth, because I really don't need that many shades of blue. Alright, wait, hold on here. I also decided to let go of Night Divine and Print, this other gray one here. At first, I don't want to let go of them, and then I realized, wait a second, when really did I wear those last? Like seriously, let's get down to business here. I decided to go through my quads one more time and see if there was anything that I was having second thoughts about, and I am going to go ahead and let go of Omega. I originally purchased this eyeshadow not to use on my eyes, but actually just as a brow product, but since I use my Anastasia now, I don't ever reach for this, and it has been over a year since I've used that. So I am going to go ahead and pop that into this palette that I'm letting go of here. And let's see if there was anything else. Oh, you know what? There is one more here. I was comparing the two, Soft Brown and Bamboo, which I have both of these here. This one is Bamboo. I decided to, I think this is Bamboo. Let me double check. Yes, okay. They are very similar, but I kind of like the texture, even though I think they're both mattes. I kind of like Soft Brown a little bit better, so I'm going to let go of Bamboo also. I have everything sorted out. I know what I'm keeping. I know what I'm letting go of. There was a few eyeshadows I was on the fence about, so I kind of just needed to go over them again and kind of examine everything and just make sure everything was sorted out the way I wanted it to be. So this is the palette that I'm keeping, all the colors that I'm keeping here. So let's see here. We've got Soft Brown, Wedge. This is, shoot, what is that? Oh, that's Rice Paper. This is Handwritten, Copper Plate, Dazzle Light, Steamy, Bronze, Amber Lights. This is Coppering, Mulch, Woodwinked, which Woodwinked is actually one that I decided to switch out. I thought I was going to let go of it, but as it turns out, I will continue to try to use that and just use it on my lower lash line. And then up here, I have Mystery, Concrete, and Coquette. So those are the ones that I'm keeping. I'm keeping 3 of the quads, which I changed them around, not that they're going to stay that way, but right now this is what they have in them. So this is Brûlée, Satin Taupe, Smut, and Carbon. The second one has some of my darker tones, like blues. This is Typographic, Scene, Contrast, Graphology. And then the last one has Sketch, Cory, All That Glitters, and Shroom. And here's all the eyeshadows I'm letting go of. So I'm letting go of 2 of the large palettes and 1 of the quads. So here's the first one. This is mostly the cool tones. That one. And this one, which is mostly colors. And then this one. So that's everything I'm letting go of there. And what I'm keeping. So there's my new streamlined MAC eyeshadow collection, and it feels so good to finally let go of those eyeshadows that I was hanging on to for years and not using. So what I have now that I'm keeping 27 MAC eyeshadows, letting go of 34. So that worked out awesome. It feels so good. Because for some reason, I'll tell you, when I was decluttering before, for some reason I had this weird kind of attachment to these eyeshadows, and I didn't let go of any of them. I thought I needed to keep them all. Whether I use them or not, I just thought, well, maybe one day I'll use them or something, you know. I just thought, well, I spent so much money on them, I better just keep them and try. And it turned out it was just like stressing me out more than being a good thing, keeping all of these, because there's just so many that I wasn't using, and it was just like clogging up my whole makeup collection. It was making it difficult to like go in and use the eyeshadows that I wanted, because I had to look through so much. It was like, it was too much. It was overwhelming. So this just feels so good. So good. Alright guys, I will quit talking your ear off. I will let you go, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.